right, well, good morning, everybody. It's great to be here with you. It's great to be on the keynote stage. It's great to be here at the show in sunny Florida and to be a sponsor of this show. So on behalf of GetWireless, just do a quick introduction of myself. My name is Ben Harding, Senior Director of Business Development at GetWireless. As some of you may or may not know, we're a company based out of Eden Prairie, a suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. I sit in Salt Lake City, Utah. So this weather is very preferable compared to what you're used to this time of year. So it's great to see the sunshine and be here. Really quickly, as a cellular and IoT-focused hardware distributor, we move a tremendous amount of hardware, modules, routers and gateways, finished products, boxes, that has to be connected on a network, right? And so that's why we're here this morning, is to talk and have a good panel discussion with the big three. And this is the big three. So we'll go through some introductions here in just a second. But without further ado, let's have Andrea, if you'll go ahead and introduce yourself as one of the big three and tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm Andrea Delegro with AT&T and our AT&T business channel. I have got some experience in the industry was with a distributor prior to AT&T, and I've spent my time helping create new program within our indirect channel, working with folks like our friends at GetWireless. So I'm really excited to be here.
Very good.
Yep.
Jason?
Hi, my name is Jason Lorchic. I'm with T-Mobile for Business. I've been with T-Mobile about 20 years, and I think almost every channel we had, specifically in the indirect third-party B2B and retail channels for 10 to 12 years. I've been working for the last few years just on channel strategy and new business development, so really excited to be here to talk about all the great things that we have planned, so looking forward to it.
Very good. And you said 20 years. Did I hear that right?
20 years, yeah.
A long time.
I know.
Very good.
You want me to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so Lori Sharp with Verizon. Been with Verizon for about the last 27 years. I've worked wireless, wireline, channel across both wireless and wireline. So been around for a hot minute. Would love to say thank you to GetWireless for having us as part of the panel today. Hail from Philadelphia, so go Birds.
Can we say that already? Is it okay to say that?
I'm going to be saying it
I
for
think we should.
a long time, till August.
At least for the year, right?
Yeah, for the year. I think I've earned it. But thank you for having us here, Ben, today.
Yeah, no, we're glad to have you. And as you've heard those introductions, and myself in the industry, I've got just about 20 years as well. Just a combined wealth of industry knowledge, of experience, when it comes to not only technology, but the industry itself, and specifically, as you'll find out today as we talk about channel, and how you go to channel and how you work with channel. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into some of the questions that will kick off this panel discussion. And Andrea, we'll start with you, if that's okay. So let's talk about this. As you know, this show is heavy in MSPs. It's heavy with VAR partners and things like that. How does an MSP in 2025 try to engage with a mobile network operator, specifically AT&T?
Yep, I think that's a great question. So AT&T has several different programs that MSPs can engage in. We've tailored our program to the unique needs of the diverse partner community. We realize that channel isn't a one-size-fit-all business, right? Everybody's got a different box that they check. So some of the ways that they can engage are through our traditional alliance program. That's for solution providers, TSDs, and sub-agents to sell our wireline, mobility, and IoT services. And then really they can sell anything that falls in that AT&T business portfolio under the alliance channel. We also have our wholesale channel, which is not your traditional wholesale channel where we're selling last mile service to cable companies, but where managed service providers can bundle our connectivity with their services and resell it, or connectivity operators can, white label our services, co-brand our services, and resell it that way. So we sell it to them at wholesale-like rates, so they are able to mark it up and make margin there, because it's not a channel that we pay commissions in. And then the last one is actually one that we stood up just a couple years ago, and it's a referral program. So it kind of is the easy button for our MSPs and VARs in the channel, where they can, they've got two paths. They have a co-sell path where they can work with our teams in a bi-directional model and be compensated for the connected devices that they're selling based on the IMEIs. And then we also have a true referral path where they can refer those opportunities into AT&T with our referral program team, whether it be wireline or wireless, and even be able to source our devices and receive commissions on that as well.
So what I hear from you is there's only one way to engage. No, I'm totally kidding.
No, there's
plenty,
there's
right?
multiple ways to engage. So it's really whatever the best fit is for the partners. So we try to make it easy because we know that maybe in the past it hasn't been so easy. So we've really tried to make it right for the channel and let everybody find the right fit.
Yeah, and the word evolution's in the show itself, right?
Yeah.
And channels and evolution as
Yes.
well. Jason and Lori, I've got to imagine that the way that an MSP or a VAR partner engaged last year may not be exactly the same as this year. Do you have any other comments or thoughts? Lori and then Jason?
Yeah, so from a Verizon perspective, similar to Andrea over at AT&T, I mean, we also are expanding the different types of way that we go to channel. So we do have a mobility co-sell program that's been in existence for about the last 10 years. But in looking at the various types of partners we had, this past year we've introduced a new channel, Business Digital Agent. So trying to, again, get the needs of the partners. Do you want to sell with us? Do you want to sell by yourself? And really capturing those motions. So from a Verizon perspective, super easy. You could always go to the Verizon Partner Program website. And we have about 8 different motions at any given time, plus Business Digital Agent, our newest.
Yeah, and that's interesting because if you look at the 8, if you look at the 8 different motions, some of them are not so typical, right?
Correct.
And some of them might actually surprise you. So that might be a teaser to go to that website and take a look at that. Jason, any thoughts from you?
Yeah, I mean, look, we have multiple paths that we work with, our MSP, CSP partners through channel, very similar to these guys. But for us, and really a carrier as a whole, it's simple, right? We're connectivity experts. Our customers and our partners are looking for expertise, right? And for us, it's value add. How can we work together, have value add on top of our connectivity so that we're helping our end customers solve their needs?
Very good, very good. Yeah, I actually really like this discussion of how to engage with the carriers, right? Because to Jason, your point, the carriers are the connectivity point and the connection for those devices and for that hardware. And what I'm hearing is that all 3 of you have a way to show up, whether it's MSPs, whether it's a value-added reseller, an IT shop, or whatever it might be. So good discussion there, thank you. Let's move on to the next question. We just talked about how to engage with the carriers. Let's talk a little bit about products. And this is a term that everybody will hear and everybody will understand. FWA was a hot topic in 2024. And if I had a chance to be a fly on the wall on some of the carrier internal meetings, I'm guessing FWA is not going away in 2025. So I guess the question that I have for the panel here is, how does FWA look in 2025? Does it change or remain the same? And if so, how? And I think everybody should have good input on this, but we're going to start with you, Lori, if that's okay.
Yeah, so I mean, fixed wireless access, it'll stay the same, as in it'll be relevant. It'll be something that we're going to focus in on. But it is going to also be different because as Verizon expands the network, as we improve our coverage, we'll also be introducing new products and services that ride that network. So fixed wireless access, when you take a look, a few years ago, it wasn't really even a thing. Now it's a $1 billion industry.
Right.
I see us double downing on more fixed wireless access. I see us definitely expanding our product offerings, and that'll be great for folks in the channel because they'll be able to lean in and get that to their end user customers, which are our end user customers as well.
Very good. Jason, the terms might sound a little bit different from T-Mobile, but I'm sure you've got thoughts on FWA or your products of FWA.
Yeah, for T-Mobile, FWA is huge, right? And historically for us, it's been about backup, and we kind of led with, hey, we have backup solutions in fixed wireless. There's no secret, T-Mobile's never had a wireline or landline business, so everything for us is about wireless. So it's going to be crucial in 2025, especially considering the fact that it's not just about backup anymore. I mean, companies are using our services as backup and finding out, hey, this is better than our primary in some cases. Especially in those areas where it's really expensive to run wireline out, and it's just more and more crucial as we expand and complex solutions are needed with that wireline or that wireless services. So big initiatives for us in 2025. We have a lot of things cooking with GetWireless as well that benefit the end customer in our Partner Up programs, some OEM plays that are specific in that space that will really benefit end customers and our partners alike.
Yep. Thank you. And it goes without saying, whether you're a hardware provider, right, a hardware distributor like GetWireless is, or whether you're an MSP that's providing a service out to the end customer, FWA is going to be huge in the different offerings. Andrea, what about on the AT&T side?
Yeah, I think that's, so FWA wasn't really something we talked about a ton with AT&T because we had our AT&T wireless broadband and we didn't really have, we didn't have a fixed wireless product. So in early 2024, we launched our AT&T Internet Air for Business. And we saw a lot of traction with that offering, and I think we'll continue to see that momentum grow in 2025, because connectivity is part of every technology conversation. It's really the underpinning of what enables the solutions in the marketplace. So we know that it's a big deal, whether it's fixed fiber or it's fixed wireless. To Jason's point, it was being used as backup before, but we're seeing more and more use cases where it's being utilized as a primary. So you'll see big things from AT&T in 2025 to continue that momentum from that launch of AT&T Internet Air for Business and how we go to market, educate our partners on how to include broadband into their conversations. So you'll see a lot more.
So I'm hearing a unanimous theme across all three carriers, right? FWA still extremely impactful in 2025.
Here to stay.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. If you're looking to monetize a product or a service, FWA is absolutely a good place to start. So, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Before we came up on stage, you heard Carl talking a little bit, and he asked for hand raises around who's familiar with the term machine-to-machine and who's familiar with the term IoT. It's safe to say that most everybody in the room, if not all of us, have touched or been involved with cellular networks or wireless networks at some point. One thing that is always on people's minds as we think about that, historically, we've seen the evolution, most everybody in here, from, and I'll even go back to 2G, 3G, 4G, we're seeing different iterations of 5G at this point. So maybe a question that I'd like to ask now is maybe to jump into a little bit more on 5G and think about what the industry can expect regarding cellular network changes in 2025. Is it more of the same with 5G? Is there an eye on upcoming transition down to 6G? What does that look like even further down the road? Jason, I'm going to have you kick us off from a T-Mobile perspective.
Yeah, this is the question all of us were real excited about, and this is where I'm going to talk about how many towers we have and how we build the clock. And
put your engineer hat on.
No, let me just break it down really basic. I mean, we talked earlier today before we got up on stage about AI. AI integration into network is going to be huge, especially when, again, we talk about the complexities of what our end customers and our partners are looking for and asking for as we do managed services and all those great things. In addition to that, as you talk about fixed wireless and the need for wireless as a primary, it's got to evolve. And then our customers are looking for security, right? So our 5G standalone products, our ANS platform, as well as the announcement we made during the Super Bowl, which was our partnership with Starlink. And that benefits not only T-Mobile customers, but customers across every single carrier because it's open to everybody. So those are some exciting changes that T-Mobile has cooking and brewing, and I think it's probably a lot of the same for the other carriers as well.
Yeah, so I'll actually give Lori a chance to do that. I know you like to put your propeller hat on and talk ones and zeros and all that kind of stuff, but what does network look like for Verizon?
Yeah, so network for Verizon, especially in the 5G space. So today we have 3 main flavors. We have our C-band, we have our millimeter wave, we have our ultra wideband. And I think what you'll see in 2025 is we're going to continue to iterate on different versions that we can take to market, monetize all that network that we've heavily invested in and reinvest in every single year. So more options. I think you'll see us play a lot more in private network space. For 2025, I think that'll be a big theme. And then, like T-Mobile, we have Buzz Aldrin out there talking about, can you text me now? So we too have a satellite play from a Verizon perspective that'll complement our 5G offerings.
A little bit of a throwback right there,
Just
right?
a little throwback.
Just a little throwback.
Just a little throwback.
And I'm hearing that really it's customer dependent, right? The networks are
Absolutely.
going to be available. It's going to be customer dependent on what the right use case is going to be for that customer.
Yep, and that's our job and the job of the partners to really figure out what's the best fit for that end user customer. So we'll give you plenty of options, but let's work together and figure it out.
Got it. Okay. Andrea?
Yeah, I think so. From a network perspective, just like Verizon and T-Mobile, we're going to continue to build upon our network in 2025. AT&T has a reliable network across the U.S., whether it's wireline or wireless. It's one of the most reliable. We've got, I think, $145 billion that we've invested over the last 5 years in our network for both 5G and fiber. You'll continue to see those investments made there to grow. I've got over 150 years connecting and growing companies, so it's in our DNA, and we're laser focused on our core competency right now, which is our network, right? So whether it be 5G or fiber. So I think you'll definitely see the reliability, the scalability of our network, the security, all of those things will continue to grow in 2025, just like with Verizon and T-Mobile.
Got it. Very good. Yep. I appreciate you, like I say, putting on your propeller hats and thinking a little bit like an engineer, but at the end of the day, it's still all about the customer, about moving products across the network. And it sounds like there will continue to be significant investment across all three carriers in network going forward. So we've talked about engagement. We've talked about products like FWA. We've all talked a little bit about the network. Lori, let's start with you on this one. We work really closely as a distributor with the major carriers. What role does channel distribution play in the carrier network strategy going forward? Thinking about things like non-stocked hardware, customer solutions, VAR outreach, and things like that.
Right.
How do we play? How does distribution work with that?
Yeah, so what I would say is first and foremost, as I mentioned in my introduction, I've been with Verizon for 27 years, 20 of which always in and out of channels. So I think you'll see, we have a strong dedication to channel. I think the idea that we have so many different flavors of ways you can engage with us for channel, it's crucial. I mean, we use channel as our force multiplier. We use folks like GetWireless and their partners to help us deliver, hardware, non-stocked hardware that we don't necessarily carry, because we can't be an expert in everything. So I think the main message is, look, we're going to be the network expert. We'll be the network expert on our products, but we need the partnership. We need to bring all those different pieces in. So whether it's the hardware or the software, it all has to come together. And that's where we really think channel distribution helps. Right? We need to work together to bring the solutions to customers. They're only going to continue to get more complex in nature over the course of time. And again, sometimes just your frontline sales team might not have that expertise that's needed. So again, we rely very heavily on our partners to help us solution and plan for the future.
I'll save this question for after I ask all three of you, but I want you to think about it. Do you see that changing in 2025? I'll come back to you on that. Andrea?
Yeah, I honestly, Lori stole my thunder, as far as partnerships.
That happens on a panel sometimes, doesn't it?
So from a distribution strategy perspective, we are with AT&T, we are focused on our indirect channel. So I mentioned some of the ways that MSPs and channel partners can go to market with AT&T. That's where we're kind of putting our eggs in that basket, because we recognize the value of the partnership that's needed with the channel. Legacy AT&T, used to do try to do everything all the time for everyone, right? You know, they wanted to do everything, and we realized that that's not our core business. Our core business is our network, and that's where we need to be focused. Whether it's 5G or it's fiber, that's where we're going to focus our time. So we rely on partners in the channel with distribution to be the subject matter experts. You know, they are the ones that are providing the connected devices and the software and the provisioning and the tier 2 support and all of the things in between, and we are just going to do what we're good at, which is the connectivity and the network and the pricing, contracting, and ordering, all that good stuff on the back end. So, and I think you'll see with we've made some changes in our indirect channel over the last 10 months. I think our indirect channel has grown 3x from a support structure perspective, because we see the value of our partners and we want to continue to grow to support them in the right ways and helping them find the right fit with AT&T.
Got it.
Yeah.
Jason?
Yeah, I mean, they've both said it incredible. I mean, there's not enough feet on the street. There's not enough products on the shelf. There's not enough solutions as fast as this, world is evolving for our end customers, right? And channel and distribution is crucial to that for everyone. We like Andrea, fresh off the presses the last month, we're doubling up on our own headcount. We're aggressively expanding and recruiting partners here. I mean, that's, obviously why I'm on the stage, and I'm sure why these guys are on the stage, because we want more partners. We need more partners. We need that expertise. Just in our own ecosystem, I work in our partner sales channel where, we're driving traditional sales, traditional agent business, traditional co-sell business. But with the expansion of our own internal programs, we're bringing in partners to help us with things that are on our own paper. We're bringing in MSP, CSP type partners. We're looking for partners that help us with, last mile and 3PL services. So while it doesn't sit in one specific part of our house, our entire channel, the new VP that we all roll up to in Mike Fitz, who has a long legacy Sprint wireline as well as wireless background, is looking to just grow exponentially, and it's got to happen through distribution and channel.
Got it. So the underlying question that I wanted you to all consider, is channel going away? Or is it changing and morphing and adapting to be more important in your strategy?
So there's a quote from a movie, it's an old one, and I was laughing because we talked about how many years of experience are up here, and I'm like, that's really good because we're wise, but that just means it just means we're all getting older, right? But it's from Jurassic Park, and it's the theme of it was life will find a way, and I don't think any change that happens in the business, no matter what a carrier wants to do, what partners want to do, customers always need things that go beyond what any of us can do on our own, which means it can't go away. It won't go away. We could try and evolve it. We can try and put it in a certain path. But at the end of the day, channel is needed to solve all those complexities. And these partnerships that are developed, and there will be different types of channel partners and different types of lanes and avenues. Some of it will all mesh together and get integrated. Some of it will break off and spin off into its own thing. We don't know yet. But I don't think it ever goes away.
Yeah. Anything to add to that for either of you?
No, I mean, I think just similar to Jason, like from a Verizon perspective, we too have expanded our senior leadership. I think we've also expanded a couple different ways for partners to do business with us. And same thing, I don't think it ever goes away. It may change, but the change is always to meet the partner and the customer where they want to do the business.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I think that's an important takeaway.
Yep. And the feedback comes from the customer,
Absolutely,
through the partner, back to the carrier to decide
You're our feet on the
how
street.
that's going to work.
Yep.
Andrea?
Yeah, I mean, I think to that point, we all talked about how we're growing in the channel and we're putting more resources and structure behind the channel. But I also want to point out that doesn't necessarily mean that our direct teams go away either, right? We realize channel is so important because we don't have enough resources on the direct side to get to market the same way that they do. So we're relying on our partners in the channel ecosystem to help us get to market. where our direct sales teams aren't, don't have the depth or the breadth to get there and help us be those subject matter experts.
Yep.
Yeah, just to piggyback on what she said, that's a great point.
Go ahead.
Because, I think about our direct sales team. We have all of us have army of sales folks out in the field that, again, are really great at connectivity in their own reign. But they run into customers every single day that say, hey, I need this widget, I need this solution, I need this bundle, I need this managed service. And they come to us in the channel, the people sitting at the table and your teams, and they say, oh man, I have a customer on the hook and they need this. What can we do? And sometimes we have partners that can do it, and sometimes like, gee whiz, we need to go and recruit a new level of partner here that can help us here. There's this new spin. So, again, it's so crucial, and that's a great point, because we need to meet our customers where they want to be met. And partners, the same way. We have to meet the partners there too.
And 9 times out of 10, the partners and the customers are seeing those changes maybe even before
100%.
before it gets back to you guys. Let me ask you a couple nuts and bolt type questions, right? We've kind of done some philosophical questions. Where do you see the channel going? How do you engage? Things like that. But just to plainly state a couple of things, when you're thinking of channel and you're thinking of the different customer segments that are out there, right? Some people call them verticals, some people call them swim lanes, whatever it might be. Is there an area that you don't play in, or are there specific areas that you excel in your channel programs? Maybe I'll just open that up to any of the three of you, and if you've got some thoughts on that.
Well, I'll jump in, because from a Verizon perspective, in our wireless business world, we're doing retail, we're doing business markets, we're doing global enterprise, we're doing Fed and SLED. So again, I don't think there's anyone we're missing,
right?
Across that line of segmentation. What I will say is, again, from a partner perspective, some partners like to lean in to all of those segments. Some like to be specific to a segment. I think we're always looking to build up our army in each one of those segments with new solutions. And then partners that can also bring new logo opportunity. To Jason's point, our sales teams our direct sales teams are amazing, but there's only so much bandwidth there to do new prospecting at times. So again, like across that segmentation, I think you'll find, we cover just about everybody.
Got it. Before I go to you two, does a partner have to excel in all segments?
Not at all.
We have
a lot of partners who come to us and say, look, I only want to work with, the bigs, global enterprise. But we also have partners who say, you know what, I'm super comfortable in that retail space. And it could be something as specific as, not only am I comfortable in that retail space, but I'm comfortable in that retail space in a specific region or area. So again, if we could have somebody that can service the customer and they're in their backyard, by all means, come to us.
So whether it's regional, national, all
national,
products and
exactly.
customer types.
Yeah. We're like a Swiss Army knife. We'll take whatever partner wants to bring.
Got it. Andrea and then Jason.
Yeah, I think that, Lori's got a great point there. Whether it's a partner that, specializes in a specific type of solutions, maybe they're really focused on routers and they only deal in the router space, but they've got, different verticals that they're playing in with that router solution, or it's an enterprise partner that does everything soup to nuts. They've got they've got their own patents on accessories, and they've got CPR dummies with tablets connected to them, or whatever the case may be. They really, they've got call center and tier 2 support. It really doesn't matter where the partner, I guess, has their expertise, so long as they choose a path to be that subject matter expert, right? So they could have all of the Cradlepoint Ericsson certifications in the world, or know everything there is to know about PepLink. It really, for us, we want to do what we're good at. Again, with that network connectivity, whether it's 5G or it's fiber, wireline, and we want to work with the partners that are those subject matter experts everywhere else. We fit in all verticals. We've got solution use cases in just about everything from manufacturing to healthcare to connected cars. You name it, we're there. I think all three of us are probably there in some way, shape, or form, right? Whether because as we mentioned earlier, with fixed wireless as primary backup, you know, whatever it is, there's a SIM card or for one of us in there somewhere, somehow.
Got it. Jason, and I'll add to your question a little bit. Are there verticals or segments that you're focusing on primarily at T-Mobile? I didn't mean to make you blue there for a second.
No, you're all good.
Good and blue.
I think I think that you know, we've all learned long ago, and everybody out here in the audience, that a one-size-fits-all channel program in distribution and partner doesn't work, right? We have to be open to any and all. And you know, the way we have our teams built today is, you know, we have regional channel managers that cover all types of partnerships, but we're very specific and focused on SMB, mid-market, enterprise, strategic accounts, Fed, SLED, and we have experts in all those areas to go and work with the partners that raise their hand and say, hey, you know, GetWireless we know is huge in public safety. So let's put you in that lane if that's the type of partner you are under Get, and we have channel managers and specific teams that are dedicated to that area to put you in front of our direct teams that do the same thing, do account mapping, work with our teams to, you know, co-market, co-bundle, co-sell these solutions. And if you touch a little bit of everything, great. We have your national account managers and the regional managers out there that can connect the dots for you across the way. And it's going to continue to evolve. Again, we've opened it up for IoT and MSP and all these other segments because we need partners really more than they need us in some ways, and our customers are really the reason why. Perfect.
All right, last question. I think this will probably get us to a point where we can wrap up. We've kind of discussed at length the channel program, right? Mm-hmm. Through carriers, how an MSP can engage with you folks. If you had to kind of read the crystal ball or the tea leaves, what are you looking for in a channel partner or an MSP or a value-added reseller as you go through? Like if you could kind of craft the perfect scenario, what would it be? And Andrea, I'll let you take this one on lead, and then we'll just go down the line here.
Yeah, I think referencing back to how how partners can engage with us in 2025, I think that's what we kind of need to look at, right? So we know that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach, but we also know from a partner perspective, we want somebody who wants to work with us in some way, shape, or form, right? They want to collaborate with us. And I know we talked about being subject matter experts, and we'll do what we do best. You guys do what you do best. So that's really what we're looking for in a partner, because we want to stay focused at our core, which is our 5G and fiber connectivity, and how we go to market together. So really looking for partners that want to collaborate and want to go to market and bring an easy path to their customers to get a complete solution.
Perfect. Jason, what are you guys looking for on T-Mobile side?
Yeah, really it is. It's a true partnership is what we're looking for. We're looking for that flexibility and creativity. We want to create that flywheel of a lead generation ecosystem, meaning we have army of sales reps that are out in the field. Our direct sales reps are out in the field calling on their end customers, and they're finding needs, and we want to take those needs and throw them over the fence wherever they belong. If it's a MSP with some bundled value-added service, or it's just traditional non-stock hardware, and the 50 other things we've talked about today. At the same time, I think Lori mentioned this, is we're looking for partners that say, hey, man, I need a great connectivity partner. This solution fits great for XYZ carrier. And they're bringing us in and letting us be that for them. So they're not trying to have to figure out, how does the clock work, or how do I build the clock? It's just tell me what time it is, right? So we're looking for that. And if we collaborate, the value add is there. We're co-branding, co-marketing. We're building programs that work in the verticals and segments we've talked about, so that our teams can go sell it, the partners can go sell it under the distributors. Then we're all winning. And it's just there's enough pie on the table for everybody. There's not enough feet on the street in any one of our carrier programs that we're going to win all the business. Let's go get it together.
Thank you. Lori, from your perspective.
Yes, I would say, Jason and Andrea hit on quite a bit, but I'll take a little bit of a veer. I think what gets me excited about, partnership in the future is the new solutions. It's when our partners can iterate and leverage the network that we've built and come up with new things to solve customer problems. So, I echo everything that Andrea and Jason said, but I also am looking for that partner who has the next big thing, something that's going to solve customer issues that maybe we haven't even thought about yet today. And again, leverage our network to do that. So
when somebody comes across that, bring it to you.
definitely bring it to us.
Without question,
Without question,
fail, without delay.
Right, and it could be in any one of the segments we talked about in the previous question, but again, I think Jason said it best, the world's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
We're connecting in more ways than ever. And I'm sure there are some new ways that we'll be connecting
That we haven't
this
thought
year.
about.
Yeah, that we haven't even thought about.
Yeah, perfect. Can't say enough good things about the group that we have on the stage. At GetWireless, we have a chance to work with all three of the carriers at a very high level and really at a detailed level in the weeds day in and day out, and really appreciate them. As you all know, IoT marches on in its different and various forms, right? Mobile network operators, as we kind of talked about, are key to connecting the devices and products, the solutions that you folks put out there. And just to reiterate what I heard on the stage today, the channel is healthy, alive, and well, growing. Although there may be some adaptations in the channel, the carriers need the channel to be able to be productive and to grow. Greatly appreciate the relationship that GetWireless has with all three of these carriers. As I mentioned, we also greatly appreciate and really honor and value the partnerships and relationships that we have with a lot of you already. For those of you that we don't work with, or for those of you that might have questions for this group, for anything that has to do with channel, with carrier, with hardware, we're going to be here at the expo. We're going to be here during the show. Reach out to us, have a conversation. If you simply just want to have a follow-up conversation after the show, please scan this QR code. That'll get your information to us. We'll loop in the necessary carriers to basically move that conversation forward. So once again, can't say enough about this group. Grateful for their expertise in technology, channel, and their experience. Let's give them a round of applause. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.